Hey guys, Deb here with Art and Grace. Come on in. I'm going to paint on a wood base. I love using wood when I'm going to add glass and resin. I'm going to show you something that any one of you can paint. So this is a 6 by 12 wood canvas. Okay, so I'm going to do a background of blue and white. So I've already put down 2 coats of our multi-purpose sealer, and I sanded this lightly. When you get these in the mail, a lot of times they're kind of rough, so go ahead and sand it with light sandpaper, then put a couple of coats of this if you're going to do resin. That will keep the bubbles from being released from the wood, and you'll get a better cure. So there's a little tip for you today for those who like to resin. And we're just getting on our background with back and forth brush strokes. And for this one, I do want to see my brush strokes, so every now and then I'm going to pick up a little of the darker blue, and then I'll come back, pick up a little bit of white, and put that in so that we get kind of a mix of colors for our background. So here we go, just back and forth. Okay, so that's what we have so far. I am going to do the sides, less careful on the sides. They don't matter as much, so you can just kind of paint the sides and not worry about X motions or anything. All right. I love the messy background. I got my sides done. Y'all see this? Now let's dry this so we can get our painting done. I'm putting out orange, I'm putting out a little gold, and I'm putting out some bright yellow. I'm grabbing a round brush. That's what works best for me. But you can totally do this with a flat or a filbert. This is what a round brush looks like if you are new to painting. And we're going to, I want a little cinnamon. Well, I don't have cinnamon pulled. I'm going to grab a little bit of this burgundy and take some of my orange. And we're going to mix those two to get a cinnamon color. I honestly kind of prefer using basic colors. I wouldn't say I prefer it, but you can just get the exact colors you want. So we're going to take that on the brush first and kind of draw out our little design. Let's see if I can do this upside down, y'all. Upside down is a challenge. But now I want to see if I can do it. And if it's not good, then we will fix it after the live, right? Does that somewhat look like a pumpkin shape? It's hard to tell. And then let's do the stem. Now I have to stop doing my long squirrely stems because my husband said it looked like something else. And if you know, you know. If y'all were in my private group Tuesday, we did a texture pumpkin. It had a long stem, and I will never do it that way again now that he said that. And he was, he wasn't being ugly. He was just like, I just love the long, kind of crusty, curly stems. That's how I like to paint them. So anyway, here's our little short, stumpy stem, since I have anxiety about making it look funny. Okay, so we're taking our darkest color, what I told you I mixed to get a little bit of, I'm going to mix some more, actually. I'm going to use all that to get that kind of cinnamony color, just to have some darkness on the bottom of our little pumpkins. Super, super easy. But I knew with 45 minutes, I better go easy or I'll never finish. And then we're bringing our orange down into that, letting it all kind of blend. I didn't clean my brush at all, so see, we're just kind of okay. So now we've got our sections, first coat of all of our sections. I'm going to grab a little bit of this gold color and start bringing that in as highlights. So that means you know, wherever the sun would hit it, we're going to put it at the top and kind of just draw it down. Just use that brush to bring it down. I think a huge part of being successful with your paintings is choosing the right brushes. Not expensive. These are like $10 for a whole set. But I order, you know, whenever I need a new set, I'll kind of test out something. And so far, nothing I've tested do I like better than these for the price. And these are just so cheap. So now you can definitely go get some good brushes. And I have some like squirrel hair brushes I love, but I'm not going to ask everybody to buy those, you know, like that's expensive. And that's for people that do this every day, all day. So, but you can definitely find good brushes to play around with and to try. Now you'll see we're just bringing up the orange and a little bit of that cinnamon kind of back up and letting it blend with our lighter colors towards the top. So that way your pumpkin is darker at the base where the sun is not hitting it, and then lighter at the top. And kind of come back down the little ribs a little bit. Okay, we're going to have some stuff down here too, like some grassy kind of stuff. So, all right, here we go. We're doing a little round circle with our brown, just to give me a guide. We're going to make that probably a little bigger in just a second. Okay, I grabbed just a tiny bit of orange and some of that gold color on my brush, and we are going to take that same round brush, start here at the center, press it down, and then lift it up, and then bring it back for our first petal. So press it down, press, 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 lift it up, and then bring it back. Don't y'all love the fall colors? It's so nice to... I love summer colors too, and they're probably more my colors, but I think, you know, you're just so ready for a change and the fall temperatures. That's our first coat for the sunflower. So that's just so far. Let's come down here because this is dry, and we're going to come back around with a couple of things. So now I'm just grabbing the gold on the tip of my brush. So just a little gold on the tip, and we're going to just streak it down a little bit. So just with the tip, you're just adding some highlights with this brush. Now I'm going to grab some regular orange, nothing else, and kind of come back in between what I just did and add a little bit of gold, a little bit of orange as well. So at this point, it's kind of considered like dry brushing. I'm just dry brushing some more color onto this pumpkin, and it gives it texture when you dry brush. Oh, this is just straight yellow. Straight yellow, not the gold, but this is a straight yellow. And I'm brushing some of this on the top. So to me, the fun part of this pumpkin is all the layers of color. I just love the end result. Okay. I'm just kind of touching up my stem, adding a little bit of color into it, and I'll probably wipe some away and let it kind of blend in, but this is giving it some highlights. So let's show you the pumpkin now. What do you think? I'm taking the gold and we're just coming back in and adding some streaks to our petals. Now that our base is dry, we're just adding some streaks. And don't worry, we'll do a stem and leaf, but I'm just getting this going here. So as you see, we're just taking the yellow, same round brush, and just brushing on some bright yellow to really brighten up our sunflower. Okay, now let's do that center. Let's kind of fix up that center. I probably might do one more round of lightening this up. I will, I can tell by looking at it in there. So let's grab our brown. I'm going to put out just a touch of black. So this is a combo of black and brown. I'm just going to kind of come and tap that in and then tap it all around. Again, same round brush. We've only used 2 brushes so far. The flat brush for the background, and now this round brush for our flower and pumpkin, and then just using the tip to do this center here to feather out my center and make it bigger. And I'm going to look in the iPad and see if it looks big enough. Sometimes, let me just take a look. Yeah, let me clean it up looking at it because it's really hard to do this upside down. But just kind of see how that gives it kind of a natural. This is a fun, whimsical painting, but there's no reason we can't give that a little bit more natural look there in the center. Okay, so there's enlarging that center a little bit. And then I'm going to touch my brush down. Touching down in my, I haven't cleaned my brush, it's still got black and brown, but I'm touching down in my burgundy and my orange and just letting those get on the brush, and then tap, tap, tap all around. Grab a little brown, a little orange, a little burgundy, tap, tap, tap. And this is going to give us a really pretty center. And all of those little things we do and we add like that gives you a more cohesive painting because it's pulling colors from our pumpkin. So let's show you that. Now I'm going to grab a liner brush and let's get a stem. So kind of grab the center of this and then come down. But part of that's going behind the pumpkin. And then it's going to come out there. I will use my, I'll fix that little area there. It's just too hard to paint upside down and do it well, but I kind of went into my pumpkin, so I'll fix that. But here's our little leaf. I'm going to bring that over on the side. And I'm still using my liner brush. I'm just being lazy. You could switch to a bigger brush once you get the stem on, but I'm just like, you know, it's just here and it's got the paint on it, so we're going to use it. Okay. I'm just taking that same green, but adding yellow to it. The same yellow I used on my sunflower. And I did pick up an angle brush, and we are going to just brush this on. Our leaf. And so what I'm doing here, I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm taking the brush and back and forth with it, back and forth, and that gets it into a nice chiseled edge. You see that? And now we can kind of come down our stem and add highlights to our stem like so. Now, before I go further, I'm going to fix that because it's bothering me. All right, so let's take our orange, a touch of brown. I did add just a slight touch of that burgundy and kind of come right on the edge. We're going to have to let that dry, but we'll come back over it. Okay, let me move this and get this back over here. I need to add some white. Taking that gold that we've been using, I'm going to take a little white and lighten this gold up a tad. And we're going to make some kind of grass shapes, or just kind of hay, grass, I don't know, whatever you want it to be, but we're going to add this to the bottom of here. So it's sitting down on some hay or whatever, grass, I don't know. Now I'm mixing just the regular yellow with that, and we're going to put a few bright spots with that yellow. Just coming right back on top of what we've done. Now adding white to that, really lightening it up, and we'll do one more with that. Okay, so just little finishing touches. So let me put out some brown. We'll put a touch of green in it. So a lot of times you'll see them come from here, but it's okay. I'll just start it from like right here so that we have something kind of, you know, taking up that space, and just kind of a little bit of a filler there. I'm no expert at these little curly cues. I'll be the first to admit they're not pretty sometimes, but it's okay. We paint for fun around here and for the relaxation of it, so that's okay. It's okay if it's not perfect. Then the only other thing would be just some little, not that, here, just some little extra brightening of our sunflower. So I'll take a little of that yellow and just dry brushing it right on top of what we have in just little streaks. So see how simple? So if you have never painted and you're thinking, well, you know, I could never do that. Yes, you can. You just watch this replay. I'll tell you what, I will make it into a short replay. That's what I've been trying to do. And I put it over on YouTube. And then you can paint with the replay, and it only takes you like 15, 20 minutes instead of 45 with all my chatter. You know, I just cut out all my nonsense chatter so that you just get the tutorial over there. You definitely need to be on YouTube with me, because I really do want to see that thing grow. Is our time up? Guys, thank you so much. I'll see y'all in the comments. I appreciate you. Bye, guys.